Sam Bankman-Fried used mackerel to pay for a haircut in Brooklyn Detention Center, Wall Street Journal. SBF was also seen giving crypto tips to prison guards, Wall Street Journal reported. Bankrupt crypto exchange FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is adjusting to life behind bars where mackerel has replaced cigarettes as currency, the Wall Street Journal reported on Thursday. With smoking now banned, the age-old practice of paying for certain goods and services with cigarettes in prisons has given way to trading preserved fish. Bankman-Fried traded some pouches of Max for a haircut, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar with the matter. Bankman-Fried resides in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, awaiting sentencing after being found guilty earlier this month on 7 counts of defrauding customers and lenders while CEO of FTX. His cellmates include a former Honduran president and a former senior Mexican police officer. He has access to a specialized laptop to access legal material and is allowed non-attorney visitors once a week. SBF has also been giving crypto tips to the guards, Wall Street Journal reported, citing one source. First Mover Americas, Bitcoin touches $38,000 on quiet holiday weekend. The latest price moves in crypto markets in context for November 24, 2023. Bitcoin briefly touched $38,000 on Friday morning for the first time since May 2022 amid quiet trading in traditional markets on the day after the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. The cryptocurrency has since retreated slightly, but remains 1.5% up on the day, with some observers predicting it will climb higher in the short term. Trader Michael Van Pope said in a tweet that the next price point for Bitcoin is $40,000. Slowly grinding upwards to a new resistance point and a break above $38,000 immediately means $40,000 is next, he wrote. Ether added almost 2% on the day to trade at around $2,100. A significant number of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares have been bought in the secondary market this year at a deep discount to net asset value in anticipation the trust's conversion to an exchange-traded fund will be approved by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, J.P. Morgan said in a research report Thursday. The bank estimates a net $2.5 billion has flowed into GBTC since the start of the year, increasing to $2.7 billion if adding the covering of short interest. Assuming this buying flow was mostly speculative in anticipation of GBTC being converted to an ETF, then it is likely that this $2.7 billion would come out of GBTC as these investors take profit once GBTC gets converted, analysts led by Nikolaos Panagurtsoglou wrote. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust could see $2.7 billion of outflows if ETF conversion is approved, J.P. Morgan. The Bitcoin price could come under pressure as some of the money is likely to completely exit the ecosystem, the report said. A significant number of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust shares have been bought in the secondary market this year at a deep discount to net asset value in anticipation the trust's conversion to an exchange-traded fund will be approved by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, J.P. Morgan said in a research report Thursday. The bank estimates a net $2.5 billion has flowed into GBTC since the start of the year, increasing to $2.7 billion if adding the covering of short interest. Assuming this buying flow was mostly speculative in anticipation of GBTC being converted to an ETF, then it is likely that this $2.7 billion would come out of GBTC as these investors take profit once GBTC gets converted, analysts led by Nikolaos Panagurtsoglou wrote. If this $2.7 billion exits completely the Bitcoin space, then such an outflow would of course put severe downward pressure on Bitcoin prices, the authors wrote. If instead most of this $2.7 billion shift into other Bitcoin instruments such as the newly created spot Bitcoin ETFs post-SEC approval, which is our best guess, then any negative market impact would be more modest. Still, The balance of risks for Bitcoin prices is skewed to the downside in our opinion, as some of this $2.7 billion is likely to completely exit the Bitcoin space, the bank said. Much more than $2.7 billion could leave GBTC if its fee is not lowered aggressively after conversion into an ETF, the report added. Hong Kong investment firm Victory Securities obtains retail crypto trading license. The publicly traded company joins crypto-native firms Hashkey Exchange and OSL Digital Securities with a license. Hong Kong investment firm Victory Securities has won approval from the Securities and Futures Commission to offer crypto services to retail clients. In an announcement on Friday, Victory Securities said it is the first licensed corporation to offer a crypto trading and advisory service to retail investors. It joins crypto-native firms Hashkey Exchange and OSL Digital Securities. Hong Kong introduced a regulatory regime permitting the offering of crypto services to retail investors earlier this year. In a sign of the cryptocurrency market shifting eastward as Asian jurisdictions offer greater clarity to companies than they may find elsewhere, such as in the US. The SFC's list of virtual asset trading firms currently has Victory as an applicant. CoinDesk reached out to the SFC for clarity, but had not received a response by press time. Kyberswap offers 10% bounty to attacker who made off with $50 million. The attacker had said negotiations would start when they are fully rested, and hasn't been heard from since. The decentralized autonomous organization running the Kyberswap decentralized exchange reached out to the attacker who walked off with $50 million on November 22 with a message. "We want to negotiate." The attack targeted Kyberswap's liquidity pools. The DEX, which had a total value locked of around $80 million before the attack, now just has $7.78 million. "You have done one of the most sophisticated hacks there. That was high EV, and everyone missed it," the DAO wrote via a message from a contract deployer wallet, using an initialism for expected value. "On the table is a bounty equivalent to 10% of users' funds taken from them by your hack, for the safe return of all of the users' funds." Kyberswap gave the attacker a deadline of Nov 25, 6 o'clock Universal Time Coordinated, to return the funds. Hackers teasing their victims via signing transactions with strings of text is an increasingly common trend with decentralized finance exploits. It is also a way for protocol teams to negotiate with their attackers. Binance's settlement with U.S. authorities is positive for crypto as well as the exchange, J.P. Morgan. The settlement will significantly reduce the potential systemic risk emanating from a hypothetical collapse of the crypto exchange, the report said. Binance's settlement with the U.S. government is positive for the crypto industry as well as the exchange, J.P. Morgan said in a research report Thursday. For the wider market, the exchange's deal would see significant reduction of a potential systemic risk emanating from a hypothetical Binance collapse, the report said. It also reinforces an ongoing shift towards regulated crypto entities and instruments, which has been the objective of U.S. authorities post-FTX's collapse. Analysts led by Nikolaos Panagurtsoglou wrote. This shift toward regulated crypto companies and products is positive as more regulation will help attract investors from traditional finance, the note said. Adding that the involvement of large asset managers such as BlackRock and Fidelity in the approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs by the Securities and Exchange Commission supports this thesis. The agreement also reduces the uncertainty surrounding the crypto exchange, which will benefit its trading and BNB smart chain businesses, J.P. Morgan said. It noted that Binance had been losing market share due to uncertainty around this issue. Its market share loss should be contained going forward and perhaps partly reverse once the implications from the settlement on Binance operations and business model become more clear. The analysts wrote. That's all, subscribe to the channel and see you soon.